To what degree should we be monitoring our children? How much should we be tracking them, watching where they are, keeping a close eye on them just in case they get into trouble? Is tracking kids healthy or unhealthy surveillance? Today on the Happy Families podcast, we unpack the degree to which we should be flying the drone over their head as they walk to school, keeping an eye on them to keep them safe. Stay with us. G'day, welcome to the Happy Families podcast, where you get real parenting solutions every single day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We are Justin and Kylie Coulson, parents of 6 children. I'm the writer, author of, 10 or 11 books about raising a happy family. And we received this question from Loretta that sparked our curiosity.
Hi, I was wondering if you could have a discussion around apps such as Life 360 and some of the implications around their use. I understand most parents would use these apps with great intentions, innocently and for safety, particularly when their kids and teens start using public transport. But I guess my concern is twofold, is how that impacts the developing autonomy and that transition from dependence to independence, where it kind of seems like the parent is letting go and allowing that adolescents to have that freedom and autonomy, but in reality they're not, because they're actually tracking their every move, and they can use that for punishment, like why did you go and stop at this cafe? And the other thing is it normalising tracking and stalking, both to say to kids that it's okay to track or stalk someone and that it's okay to be tracked or stalked. What does that do for our future adults and our future relationships, but also in families where there might already be controlling behaviour and some domestic abuse and even violence? Does this reinforce that, and is it safe?
Okay, so I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what these apps are. I've never heard of them.
Why
are you laughing at me?
Because I get emails pretty regularly from people, from organisations. I don't know if I've had one from this specific one that Loretta's referencing, but I'm often asked to be an ambassador for a variety of these tracking apps, these surveillance apps, these apps that are out there to basically take your money so that you can keep an eye on your children wherever they are.
So we have a stalker in our home.
Our eldest daughter, seriously, she'll give us a phone call and she's like, so what are you doing at such and such at the moment? And we're like, oh my goodness, because we've got the Apple connectivity thing, and she's got the Find My, and she knows where we are. It's like, I gotta switch this off.
This is the same kid who actually got into my phone as a 16-year-old and turned off her location
so that we did not know.
So
where she
we couldn't find her.
Let's talk about Loretta's question. We're not going to spend ages on this. It's pretty simple. There's a reason that I say no every time I'm asked to be an ambassador for a new app that stalks your kids, because stalking your children is an inappropriate form of control. It's unnecessary. It's not healthy for them, and frankly, it's not healthy for you. We are the most stressed out, most anxious parents in the history of the world, well, at least since we've been recording anxiety in parenting, and our children are the most stressed out, anxious children because they are being over-parented.
So I'm going to stop you there.
Right.
Because I think that the whole wording around tracking and stalking our children has a really, really negative connotation to it.
I am being inflammatory.
And obviously there are going to be some people who are doing that, but we share our location as a family, so we know where each other are. And it literally is there for, she said she was going to be home an hour ago. I'm just checking how close she is to the house.
Yeah.
And depending on where she is, we might give her a quick phone call and just say, hey, it looks like you're still in Caboolture. We were going to leave. Like, it's not a...
But this is for our adult kids, right? And they've all got the opt-in option. So one of our kids has not opted in.
Yes, she hasn't.
Unless she has and I don't know
no,
that.
She hasn't.
But I don't bother checking. It's really like, hang on, I was expecting you home by now.
It's their big sister. She's the stalker. Right. She's the one who checks in.
Basically, here's the situation. We are told relentlessly, I mean, absolutely unequivocally, that danger is everywhere and that childhood is fragile, and that if we do not know where our children are at all times, that we are abrogating our responsibility as parents, that we're totally getting this wrong. The world is dangerous out there.
Are we though?
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Are we?
Well, if you're watching the news or if you're on social media.
No, but I don't.
That's right. You don't. you know, I've got a colleague by the name of Claire Rowe. She's a psychologist and she writes for some of the papers. And a little while ago, she wrote this. She said, when parents outsource their anxiety management to technology, children pay the developmental price. When we outsource our anxiety management to technology, it's our children that pay the developmental price. Because when they're constantly monitored, they learn that they're not trusted. And therefore, when they don't feel trusted, they don't develop trust in themselves.
They also learn to outsmart you, right? So if they know that
privacy,
if they know that you're tracking them, then they leave their phone where they say they're going to be and they disappear. Or do you know what I mean? Like kids are so switched on.
Yep.
If they want to find a loop in the system, they're going to find a loophole.
So Loretta's comments cut to the very core of my issues and the reason that I have not taken the money from any of these companies, even though they've offered it to me, and the reason I won't be an ambassador for any of them. And that is because it's developmentally appropriate that our children learn how to leave the nest and not be monitored and not be tracked and not have surveillance. We can use fun words like stalking.
Phone. If they're going to get in trouble, they can call.
Well, I mean, I don't even think they need a phone. It's not developmentally inappropriate to let your 7-year-old go for a bike ride around the block or to let your 9-year-old go and hang out at the park for an hour with their friend. It's not developmentally inappropriate to let your 12-year-old go to the shops. It's not developmentally inappropriate to let your 4-year-old go into the next aisle and get the peanut butter that they like and then bring it back to you in the supermarket, or go and get an apple that they can eat from the fruit and veg aisle. Like, these things are developmentally inappropriate. We want our kids to be able to use public transport and navigate the world. And we keep on saying, oh, but I've got to keep them safe, because we buy this lie that the world is actually that unsafe. It's not. After the break, let's talk about the developmental realities of what these apps are doing. We're back. It's the Happy Families podcast. Should we be surveilling our kids? Should we be tracking them? Should they know that we know where they are at all times? I don't think so. The short version is, I don't think so. We need to cut that umbilical cord. Research tells us, and has done now for several decades, that the whole idea of helping our children grow up is that they're trying to learn how to handle the world. They become confident and competent when they're allowed to go and explore and stretch their boundaries further and further. That doesn't mean that we just say, hey, kids, go explore.
No, that's FAFO parenting.
Our approach has very much been, if you want to go and do this thing, let's talk about how you can be safe. Let's talk about what you would do if anything came up. Recently in our neighborhood, we were approached by somebody who had appropriate knowledge that let us know that there was somebody who had been a concern, a public safety concern in our neighborhood. And they approached us to let us know about that because they knew that we had a daughter who is young and walks the dog for us a couple of times a day and roams the streets. And they're like, do you know what's going on out there? And we said, no, we hadn't heard. But that gave us a perfect opportunity to sit down with our daughter and say, hey, there is somebody who is out there in our neighborhood who may not always be safe. This is the person that we're looking for, but it could be anybody because there are other people who may also be unsafe. What are the strategies that you need to know so that you can be safe in case something happens? And it worked. I love the conversation we had with Lenore Skenazy, the world's worst mum, now in charge of Free Range Kids, or Let Grow, her book Free Range Kids was a New York Times bestseller, who let her 9-year-old son ride the subway a couple of stops home New York City subway. It's not exactly the safest place. 9-year-old boy on his own, kind of scary. She got absolutely slammed.
I was scared.
Yeah, that's right. And you were with me and our family
And
members.
I won't say how old I was.
So this is a long way of saying, Loretta, you're right to be concerned about it. I don't think that monitoring is healthy or safe or appropriate.
Can you tell our daughter that?
Yeah, I know. But if you are going to do it, the best way to do it is to sit down with the kids and say, here's what we'd like to do. Here's why we'd like to do it. How do you feel about it? And when everyone buys into it and they know that this is not about a crazy safety thing, but it's really just about a convenience thing, go for it. And
well, I guess the one caveat I would share in relation to how we do it in our home is you and I share our location as well. So it's not a one-sided.
No.
We're all involved in it.
And I'll tell you why we actually do this. We do it because it's really annoying when I'm driving home and I'm 3 minutes from home and I'm listening to a really great podcast and I know it's only got 5 minutes to go and I'm thinking, I think I can probably listen to the whole thing.
And you get a phone call.
And I get a phone call. How far away are you?
Where are you?
It's like, look at the app. I'm just around the corner. Don't interrupt my podcast.
But not only that, because you travel a lot, for each of us, it's actually just nice to check in and go, oh, that's where Dad is. It just feels like you're still part of us.
Yeah.
So for us, it's actually a really positive in spite of our elder daughter who likes to check in.
I got a phone call from her the other day and she goes, Dad, I was driving along, for those who know the Sunshine Coast, I was driving along Kawana Way past the Homemakers Centre. And she goes, hey, Dad, what are you doing driving past the Homemakers Centre on Kawana Way? And I was listening to a podcast and I was pretty annoyed that she'd rung me because I was right in the middle of something that was really interesting. And I'm like, oh, seriously, why are you always stalking me? And she goes, no, I'm not stalking you. Look left. And she was out and about doing some errands and she was literally in the car beside me driving along the 2-lane road. And I was like, oh, now I owe you an apology. And I felt really special that she wanted to call me and say hi because she was driving beside me. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides additional admin and other support. If you'd like to ask us a question, send us a voice note, podcasts@happyfamilies.com.au, or jump onto our super simple system. It's so easy to use at happyfamilies.com.au.